The year is 190 BC. Antiochus, king of the Seleucids, had been driven out of Greece following the defeat of his forces at the Battle of Thermopylae in 191 BC by Scipio Africanus' younger brother, Lucius Cornelius Scipio Asiaticus. After almost a week of failed Seleucid skirmishes on the encroaching Roman camps, Scipio Asiaticus marches his troops to the halfway point on the battlefield in the Plains of Lydia, outside of Magnesia ad Sipylum. Antiochus, fearing further lowering his army's already extremely low morale, is forced to meet him on the battlefield, and the Battle of Megnesia begins. Hello everybody, this is Havoc. Welcome to the Battle of Megnesia. Hope you enjoyed that intro. We are playing the Seleucids versus the Roman Republic. So to give you, you saw the intro, or you watched the intro? There we go, one of those things. This is the Ancient Empires mod, the same with the Battle of Heraclea. I've actually added a couple of things. There's an enhancement mod that really gives us the kind of the sweet looking look to the game, so I'm going to play with it today, and you guys let me know whether you want me to keep doing this for the battles or not. And then we will go from there. Now we do have some hot fixes, etc., that the developers have given me. There's some minor tweaks in there. But to just start off with, this battle is absolutely ginormous. Historically, there were an estimated 20 to 30,000 Romans, which has been somewhat disputed, which may be amped up to 50,000 Romans. There's a lot of debate on how many exactly there were, and whether or not Antiochus was kind of lying to downplay something, or whether he wasn't, etc. And then there were reports that the Seleucids numbered in 70,000 men. So you're talking, you know, close to 100, if not more than 100,000 men in this battle. We have barely over 14,500. Now, I'm hoping that this won't really lag. This is a lot of troops to put on the field, and with all the battle animations, I'm afraid the frame rate may drop a little bit. So if it does, I do apologize. I just really wanted to get the scale of this army and the Roman army in with this battle. So we're going to give you a quick little lineup. This is the Battle of Megnesia. We are playing on the quote-unquote Plains of Lydia. And let's go through our rosters just super quick, because it's a hodgepodge of all sorts of stuff for the Seleucids, and it's pretty straight up for the Romans. So let's start with the silver shields. These are heavy pikemen of the Seleucids. These silver pikemen, historically, he had 16,000 Macedonian pikemen. We don't have access to Macedonian pikemen specifically. I don't know if the silver shields count as that, but since they were some heavy pikemen, I just decided to roll them in there. Each unit is representative of 1,000 troops. That's just what I'm going to do. That's pretty much my standard for these big battles, because that seems to work well. And so these 16 units of silver shield pikemen represent the 16,000 Macedonian pikemen that were fielded in the Battle of Megnesia. Now, that's not the only thing, and this is the graphics mod is a little wanky. There we go. Maybe? Nope. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And so we also have, I mean, this is a hodgepodge of stuff, guys. We have quite a few. We have some infantry here. We have some allied agrarian peltasts. Those are meant to represent some of the lighter infantry. We have Syrdian slingers. Let's start over with the right flank. We have some allied Cretan archers, some Syrdian slingers. We have a unit of armored Indian elephants. Now, historically, the Seleucids had used African elephants rather than Indian elephants, and there were actually Indian elephants on the battlefield for the Romans. So that was something pretty cool that I didn't even know about. And so they were able to field. Of course, we can't field elephants at the moment of the mod, at its current state. So we also had some Seleucid cataphracts. Those were in the battle historically. We have some Agema cav and some Seleucid horse archers over here on the right flank. So pretty heavy right flank, but an even heavier left flank. So we have a lot more cav. We have those agrarian peltasts, which are supposed to act as those light infantry. We have another unit of Indian elephants, a unit of companion cav, and a unit of Agema cav, and then 3 units of Cappadocian cav, just to kind of give a representation of what was going on. Now, of course, you have your 16,000 or 16 units of silver shields. Behind them, we are going to have some mercenary Cretan Uzonoi. Alright, we're going to go roll with that. Allied Cretan archers and some Serdian slingers. I really actually need to get this figured out, because I would rather have the cool overlay in with the army rather than in the battle. Oh, here we go. Did we fix it? There we go. Awesome. Okay. Now over here on the Romans, it's pretty cut and dry. They had an estimated 10,000 legionnaires, which I represented with some Hestadii. We have 10,000 allies, which I actually here's what I did. I forgot. I have 5 units of Hestadii, and then 5 units of Principes. And then for the allied units, I have, I think, 10 units of Cohors Sociorum Hestadii. And then they only had 3,000 Achaean Peltasts. So I represented that with, of course, 3 units of Velites. And then they only had 3,000 cav, which I used Equites Extraordinarii. And so they're outnumbered quite a bit. They're outnumbered way less than they were historically. Historically, the Seleucids lose, so let's see what happens on the battlefield, and we'll get this rolling. So as you can see, the Romans are going to come to us. So I don't really do anything at the first part. Rather, these cav, we're actually going to move the cav. Now, if you want to look it up historically, there were a lot more units present in this battle than what I have. Of course, you're not going to have everything, especially for one specific battle. So you'll have to pardon the historical inaccuracy, but I wanted to just go ahead and try and be as accurate as possible with the resources that are provided within the mod. Now we move some cav over here to the left, and we're going to move our cav over here to the right. In the Battle of Megnesia, the Seleucids actually attempted to flank, and were actually pushed back on both sides. And as you can see, he's going to send 2 of his Equites over here to fight the battle. Let's see if this helps any. We're going to be a little bit laggy, but let's look at this charge. Oh, snap. Very nice. Very nice looking charge. And just look at the scale. Look at the scale of this cav engagement. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Alright, well, we're going to hit back into play mode. The frame rate is going to drop, but you're just going to have to pardon that, guys. I don't have the absolute strongest computer, but I wanted to give more of the scale of the battle than anything else. So they're going to charge their other unit of Equites in here. And again, I want to see this. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that enhancement mod really keeps screwing up. It keeps going at the wrong place. Alright, and then we're going to start. Hopefully these guys will come in and really do some work. As you can see, we already routed. We're close to routing one of those units of Equites. The other one's going to keep that engagement for quite a long time. And we are just going to pummel that dude with our archers and our slingers. Now we've got our Hastati and the Italian allies. They're going to come into the battle. We got our skirmishers that are going to start to throw their peltists. There we go. And might I say, look how just absolutely gorgeous these troops are. Not to mention our troops. Everything is just gorgeous with this mod. I cannot get over how amazing this mod really looks. I mean, look at that. Look at that. You got those walls of pikes. Oh, man. It's absolutely crazy. Now, I'm not going to play the whole game in slow-mo as much as I want to because of the steady frame rate that slow-mo gets. But they're going to charge into these peltasts, or the slingers. The skirmish button sometimes doesn't work with a lot of the units, so I wasn't able to pull them out because I was worried about other engagements at the time and thought that the skirmish mode would work. But let's go ahead and get into the battle here. Now, as you can see, those pikemen, they're going to have a pretty good time keeping those Hastati and the other infantry from really getting in close. You can see a few units getting through. Oh, and he just gets knifed. Just gets knifed. One thing I wanted to mention that the devs also pointed out to me is the animations. They have actually very much worked on the animations with this game, and that's really going to set it apart from the vanilla of Attila, from the vanilla version. And so that's one thing we're also going to focus on, is just trying to see all of the different animations that are present in here, and they are actually working in with other mods, other mod teams to get these animations really going strong, which I think is really cool. I think it's cool that there's modded teams that really want to work together, who care more about bringing awesome mods, whether it's theirs or not. And oh, look at that. Look at that pike wall. It's just so glorious. Oh, you got stabbed. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. Absolutely gorgeous. But anyways, it's good that there's teams out there who are willing to work with each other and willing to do what it takes to get their mod showcased or get their mod just working properly. I think that's a really awesome thing. And I very much congratulate all of the mods who are doing that, because that's the ultimate in teamwork, where you care more about just making good stuff for games rather than making your own and trying to keep it to yourself. Unit of Principes is routed. We are holding the line strong. These slingers and archers, they are going to get wrecked. Of course, there's not a whole lot we can do. So we see the opening. And that opening, going to slam right into the back of them. The general, which is actually Lucius Cornelius Scipio Africanus. It's actually, I believe, supposed to be Asiaticus. Based on my intro, at least the sources that I have said that it was Asiatic instead of Africanus. Scipio Africanus was the older brother, unless his name is also Publius Cornelius. Unless it's Publius Lucius. I'll have to look that up. Don't quote me on it. Regardless, this is the epic general. It is supposed to be Scipio Africanus. This is the legendary lord, essentially, of the ancient empires mod, and he does quite spectacular. He is a very, very heavy melee unit. We're going to bring our elephants in. Our elephants see the gap, and they realize they could charge into some of these guys and do some good. Now, I did have an entire flank of phalanx that did not get into the battle, so I'm like, you know what, let's go ahead and bring them in, start boxing them in. Historically, this wouldn't have happened. Historically, they would have pushed, the Romans have pushed through and have already, probably begun to rout these phalanx. But such is not the case today. The Silver Shields say, nay, screw history, we make our own fate. That's right. Look at that, though. Just absolutely gorgeous. You have your officers coming out here, fighting with their swords, with their pikemen right behind them, ready to give support when the time is needed. Absolutely gorgeous. And as you can see, these pikemen are now creating a cross, and they're starting to move in. This is not going well for the Romans. Look at that. Elephants have charged in. They're getting all bloody and gory. That's what happens when you try to face off against elephants. Doesn't quite work too well. Oh, the animations are glorious. Even with the choppy frame rate that I'm getting, it's still a very glorious mod, and the battle animations are still sweet. I love this view. I love having the blurred on both. It makes them look like toys. This looks like a toy battle going on right now. There we go. We got to charge into the back of these troops. We are engaging their general now. It was a very long and drawn out battle. We've pulled our cav back quite a bit. As you can see, one of our Cappadocian cav has started to rout a little bit. And it's kind of a standstill. I mean, we're starting to put some major pressure on these Principes over here on the flank. They have some Principe reserves that they've actually brought in that I didn't notice before. But other than that, I mean, it's an unstoppable force meeting an unmovable object. I mean, look at that. That is cool. This mod makes me want to go in positions that I've never really thought about. That sounds weird. Let's see if we can't just turn it off and on. There really isn't a way. Again, the mod is not complete. There is still a lot of things going on that they are fixing. They are working very hard at it. I talked to one of the head guys, and just the updates that he's given me, they are definitely working hard. So don't lose hope, guys. This mod will be released eventually. I'm not going to really give out anything quite yet, and I've got some videos that I need to record that the developers want me to do. I can't stop taking screenshots. I'm worse than Rambler right now. It just looks so gorgeous. I mean, look at this. And pikes. Now what I've done is I've taken 5 units of the Silver Shields who have not seen combat at all, and I'm going to bring them around and make a nice little trap and trap those Romans in there. As you can see, some of the Romans have already started routing. It's not going well at all. Still trying to figure out. Here we go. It just keeps going back and forth. I'm wondering if there's a trigger button for that mod that's causing it to do that. But yeah, I mean, look at it. They just look like little toys. Still just... oh man, I can't get over how amazing this game looks. Pretty heavy engagement here on the left flank. We're having a hard time routing those Principes. All of the Roman units are triple gold chevroned. We would have won hands down. I mean, just absolutely decimated them. Probably with like less than 100 units had I not turned up the unit experience on these guys. And so while that makes for a much more drawn out battle, it also gives a more fair fight to, you know, represent it a little more historically. Now our general, oh, see horses. Our general's just chilling. There's no reason for me to engage him. when we have more than enough units to take on all of these things. Yeah. Our elephants, man, they're doing some work. How intimidating would it be to be a Roman and to see these elephants come barreling towards you? I mean, that's 64 units of I guess they have, it's probably not exactly 64. I ain't going to count all of them. Alright, let's see what's going on now. We have routed the no, we haven't. No, we haven't. Not quite yet. He is going to rout eventually, though. There we go. There we go. So I have my units getting set up here. They interfered. This unit of Silver Shields was interfered by Scipio Africanus, so they had a hard time setting up. I'm going to force them to set up, though, here in a minute or two, and you'll see some pretty sweet action. As you can see, we still got 3.5 minutes of fighting to go. This is just, my units are steady. They're tired, but they're confident. They've lost, you know, maybe a handful each. They're doing some major excellent work, and there's an awesome charge. I want to get the slow animations in. Oh, look at that. I think that's definitely one of the animations. It's just things like that. It's just, oh my word. There are so many new animations that it's just, it's pretty crazy. It makes for some very awesome battles. There are some, of course, Attila style animations that have been there from the get-go, but there's still just so many more. Kya! We can still, I mean, look at that. Epic 1v1. Oh, he's like, no, I think I'll move on to someone else. But I mean, look how amazing this is, guys. I mean, just give me your face. There we go. I mean, look at those beards. That beard is a manly beard. That's just incredible. That really just is absolutely amazing. You guys are going to love this mod when it comes out. Alright, so their general tries to escape. He tries to push through because he sees that he can get these peltasts and these light skirmishers. And I'm like, no, sir, you're going to get hit by my elephants. So that's going to interrupt their charge through there. They're still going to push through, but it's just not going to be nearly as easy. And then what do? I'm like, you know what? These guys could go in engagement, because if we engage them, the elephants catch up, and we're going to be able to hound on them a little bit. Now what I've done is I've moved these silver shields up. These silver shields, this would be just an absolute death match. I mean, absolutely deadly. They're just going to move in step by step. I'm also going to drop this down into slow-mo. Here we go. Just so you can see that formation, though. I mean, this is not something you want to mess with at all. Alright, let's go ahead and get back into the battle. There we go. Now we're going to move these units into the backs of these soldiers. These poor Romans who have, oh, they've got to be feeling completely trapped. Their general has now officially routed. He's not dead, but Scipio Africanus has fled the battlefield. And as a result, you've just got to be feeling down about that. I mean, come on. You're completely and totally outnumbered. They have 2,000, a little over 2,200 men still on the battlefield. We have over 7,100. These guys have routed, and you know that morale has really started to bust up the other troops. These two units of Principes are finally starting to take on the battle. And as you can see, oh, they've killed an elephant, man. That's messed up, dude. Absolutely messed up. I mean, look at that. Look at this. Unbelievable. And as you can see, there's going to be a mass rout. It's already started, and it's finished. It is finished. There we go. Alright, well, we're going to fast forward. So what I really want to do is I want to get into the stats, and we need to do that. I was taking some cool shots here. So just another... Is it going to go faster this way? Maybe, maybe not. We'll just keep looking around real quick. So yeah, the Romans have fled. Just absolute massacre. They're trying to push against these Seleucids, and the Seleucids are like, no, you're going to die. You're still going to die, even though it's the end of the battle. And we will end the replay with a decisive victory. Now, I really wish, there we go, that mod, there we go. So we deployed 8,500 troops. We only lost 1,150, which means we still had a lot remaining. I also want to give a shout out to the UI of this game. Each culture, there are several cultures in the game, they all have their own unique UI, and that's something that's really immersive and really, really cool. Now, we can't really see that well how many troops, but as you can see, look, these guys are in the hundreds. This guy looks like he's in the 200s, easily in the 200s here. Now again, these are all triple chevron, these guys aren't, so this dude gained 2 unit ranks just in that time alone. Yeah, pretty epic. So they actually did really good. These Cretan Uzonoi, I don't even know how to speak Greek, so I'm not even going to keep trying because it just makes me look dumb. But anyways, the Romans, they fielded 6,100. They lost 4,100. They had just a man under 2,000 remaining. Historically, the Romans won this game, and it actually ended the Roman-Seleucid War. I mean, this was that much of a decisive victory for the Romans. I mean, imagine being over double outnumbered by troops, and thanks to your formations and your holding and just some bad moves by King Antiochus, this was such a decisive defeat that it ended the war and helped secure the Roman Republic. They gained a lot of territory with this treaty. They were able to suppress the Seleucids and their power. The Seleucids were already in a weakened state, but this battle very much just gave complete dominance over to the Romans, and Antiochus, unfortunately, would never regain the former glory of before this battle. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this battle. I hope you're enjoying the Ancient Empires mod. I'm going to be doing a battle probably every Tuesday morning. This is like it is right now. We'll keep it that way so you guys can look forward to that. Once some other things come together with the mod, I am going to be showcasing some videos to really get the mod out there. So if any of you are watching and you want everyone to know about it, to really get some hype, I encourage you to share this video, post it on forums, share it on your Facebook, on your Twitter, you know, anything like that. And as it develops further, I will keep you updated with some pretty sweet videos that I've got lined up once the mod has progressed to the point that they're okay recording it. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. Until the next battle, this is Havoc, and I am out of here. Peace!